Last year we took a look at the aircraft model in the standard TAP Air Portugal livery, but this time we have it in the Star Alliance livery. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A330-200 of TAP Air Portugal. At the front of the box we have the cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and at the bottom of the box we have the TAP Air Portugal branding. Then on the back side of the box we have a lovely image of the aircraft in real life. We're provided with the original dimensions of the aircraft, and we can see it is a limited edition with only 1,250 pieces ever made. And here she is, the Airbus A330-200 of TAP Air Portugal in the Star Alliance livery. A quick side note here, in many cases it's referred to as TAP Portugal, but today the airline is residing as TAP Air Portugal, which is why I refer to it like this. Another side note is of course the fact that Herpa very rarely actually does these Star Alliance or any Alliance livery, so it's very exciting when they actually do it. However, this aircraft model is from way back in 2012, so don't worry, you haven't suddenly missed out on a surprise release from Herpa. So with that said, I am excited about the livery, but can the aircraft model live up to the expectations? Well, we will find out by taking a closer look, and we start off with the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer have the Star Alliance branding. Then on the fuselage we have the Portuguese flag, the aircraft type specification, the full registration code of the aircraft, and the TAP Air Portugal branding. Then at the very tail we also have a little bit of detailing around the APU exhaust. Then at the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we have the writing of Star Alliance, under which we find the TAP Portugal or TAP Air Portugal branding. We do of course also have a Star Alliance logo itself, and underneath the cockpit windows we have the name of the aircraft. That leads us to the cockpit section itself, which however is rather underwhelming. Here we simply have the cockpit windows and the window wipers printed on. A bit underwhelming is also the topic when we look at printed details on the engine nacelles. I mean, they have been kept in all white, just as most of the fuselage, but we could have some markings here, so the only thing we get here is simply the silver leading edge. The physical detailing, however, I think is pretty much alright. I think that is pretty decent, and of course if we look into the engines from the front we can very nicely see the engine fan blades. Then we should also take a quick look here at the wings to see what details that has to offer. And if we start off with the top side, we can see the different flaps, slats, and spoilers have been carved out very nicely. We also have some different shades of grey for additional detailing, but that's then about it. The underside I think is pretty alright as well. Here we also have the full registration code of the aircraft once again, and then of course the A330 also has these winglets, which I think Herpa has done a pretty decent job with. And also a pretty decent job Herpa has done with the landing gear. That is the standard landing gear that they are using on all the A330s, so nothing particularly exciting, but just a decent and good standard in this case. The only thing I'm of course missing are some printed details, but as always we only get those with Herpa Wings Club models. And then last but not least we also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here in the back side of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A330-200 in the Star Alliance livery of TAP Air Portugal from Herpa Wings on scale 1 to 500. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, as I said in the beginning of the video, the fact alone that it is a Star Alliance livery makes me happy and gives me an incentive to buy this aircraft model. However, the Star Alliance livery is very basic, so when Herpa then also doesn't add any details other than the very basic details that you need for an aircraft model, it all becomes very simple, and to be honest, a bit too simple. The print quality of the aircraft model is good, and also the physical detailing doesn't really have any issues, and I very much like the mold that Herpa has used for this model. So it's not a bad model, it is just very simple, and you should be aware of that. But overall, and especially if you like Alliance liveries, I would say yes, it is an aircraft worth having in one's collection. Now with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.